things that I was doing was not okay. And that's one thing that I learned. I learned that I'm stronger than I ever knew possible. The things that I endured in the last 2.5 years, I never thought I would ever have to endure. And getting through those one step at a time is like pretty incredible. Like I can't.
Hey guys, welcome to the West Coast Initiative. I'm your host, Alex Castillo, here with another episode for you guys. First off, hope everybody had a good New Year's and hope everybody started off strong. I know we took a little break, but that was because we wanted to spend some time with baby Thiago, his first Christmas, first New Year's. And now we're back in action. In today's interview, we interviewed Lisa Jae, who is a public figure, entrepreneur, small business owner, mother of two. And she tells her inspiring story about how, she basically turned her life around when she was going through a really dark time, and being able to get into fitness, being able to really believe in herself, starting her own online business on eBay. Is a really good one because, there's people who are out there who are hitting rock bottom or single parents that don't know, if they can make it or achieve their dream. This is a good one to listen to because she is very inspiring on those aspects. Seeing her progress, we've known each other for a while. Seeing her progress in her life and how where she become to is an amazing transformation, honestly. So without further ado, let the talk begin. Hey guys, welcome to the West Coast Initiative. I'm your host, Alex Castillo, and Happy New Year's to all of you guys. Hope you guys had a safe holidays and a great New Year's. And let's start 2021 with a great show. And on today's show, we're excited to be back with our first episode of the year with Lisa Jae, who is a public figure, entrepreneur, small business owner, single mom of two beautiful children. And how are you doing today, Lisa?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing
Thanks for
good.
having me.
No, it's an honor to have you. It's cool. You're the first interview of the 2021. So this is a very special one. How are the COVID times?
Oh, it's going well. For me at least. I know others are struggling through, but yeah, I work full time and trying to build other avenues of income while doing that. And I mean, it is what it is. And luckily, I still have my 9 to 5, and it's it's broadened my spectrum of like what I need to do in order to like make extra income during these hard times too. Because
Yeah.
I mean, my business has, our company, my 9 to 5 has like slowed down a lot. So
It's cool because I think these are times where everybody has to adapt, like everybody has
mhm.
to really adapt to different types of situations. Like for instance, me from past of working together at Viejas, I was in the food industry, and now look at the food industry right now. It's taking a really big hit,
I
but
know.
I didn't really rely, not that my passion is always going to be cooking, but I didn't really put all my eggs in one basket. I still had a janitorial business on the side. I still had
Sure.
other things going for me as well. Like it's always about adapting. And actually it's kind of cool because me and my fiance were just talking about it. If, this probably didn't happen, I wouldn't have all this time to spend with my son, my newborn son,
Sure.
6 months, later and whatnot.
Mhm.
How were the holidays for you? How was New Year's and all that?
New Year's was very bland. We stayed in. I actually got COVID right before Christmas.
No way.
Yeah, so
Oh my God.
I had like 2.5 weeks off, and then my kid's father got it too. So
Uh,
the
it's
boys
crazy.
didn't get it,
It's
so it's
crazy because like
interesting.
I feel like people that I know, like at the beginning of COVID, it was kind of like you barely knew anybody who had it. Now it's coming closer to like quite a few people now who's had COVID and whatnot.
Hmm.
How was your experience with COVID? How was that?
To be honest, it was like any other flu that I've experienced. I was out for probably like 3 hard days of just like solid sleeping, and then like my chest felt really heavy, but I didn't have a cough. I
Mm,
didn't run a fever. So like my symptoms didn't really compare to what everyone was saying it was supposed to be. So
yeah.
it's interesting.
So you said your kids didn't get COVID, right?
No,
Oh
yeah,
wow, that's
they,
amazing.
yeah.
And were you isolated from them? I'm pretty sure that was hard on you if you were isolated.
For about a week I was, and then once I started feeling better, I was kind of like, I think I'm okay. I need my babies.
I know, right? I know that anxious feeling. Like even me, like just a few hours away, I'm just like I want to see my son already, you know. So
Yeah.
now I know that feeling for sure of missing your kids, like you know, even not when you're at work or whatnot. It's a very fun feeling. It's a really gratitude feeling of having your son.
Mhm.
You know you have two kids. You I've known you basically had being single as a mother of two, hustling away. Can you tell the audience a little bit, like what exactly do you do? I know you have a 9 to 5, but what other things do you do? Because I know you are also like an entrepreneur yourself. You know, you're also working on
Mhm.
different projects.
Right. So my 9 to 5, I'm a project coordinator for an HVAC like construction company, and never thought I would get into that industry. But in order for me to get out of the casino life, working all the crazy hours,
Yeah.
I was like, I need some sort of office job, something where I can, have nights off, weekends, so I can be with my kids.
Hmm.
They're the most valuable thing to me. And when I was working at the casino, I was like, oh my God, I'm working overnight, night, like swing shift, and then mornings, and my schedule was constantly rotating. So that wasn't providing any sort of like,
Stability.
yeah, stability for my boys. And that also, like, I was drinking a lot and doing like awful things at the casino. It was just like a bad life.
Hmm.
So thankfully, I got out of that and then started my 9 to 5 project coordinating, and that's fun. But it's still, I want more, and I don't want to be living in an apartment for the rest of my life with my two boys. I want a
Yeah.
house. I want more for them, more for us. So finding different streams of income for myself was my goal, and or is my goal rather. So what I started 2.5 years ago was going thrift shopping, and
Oh,
it started
nice.
as like a hobby kind of, and finding vintage clothes and then flipping them on eBay.
Mm.
So I do that, and that's like, I don't know, anywhere from like 1,000 to 1,200 extra a month. And
Wow.
then I also started doing consulting for skincare and hairline products.
Mm. So is that what you have in the background of your little office? Like all that is from thrift, like eBay and whatnot? Because I've seen that in your little
Um,
office.
oh yeah, from Instagram. No, that's actually inventory for my project management,
Oh,
or
okay, okay. I
my day
totally,
job. Yeah.
I totally thought that. Because I'm not gonna lie, me and my fiance, we actually got into like we started at swap meets. Like we started selling a lot of junk that we used to have that we didn't
Hmm.
want anymore, and then we started realizing like, hey, like this is actually good money. Like we never paid for we paid for this a long time ago, right? Or stuff that my dad had left before he had passed away, and we're making money off
Sure.
of this, and then stuff whatnot. And we started looking at like videos of like people who are making money, like you said, going thrift shopping and flipping it. Earlier I saw a lady on TikTok who was like buying literally vintage shirts and then bleaching them to make it more look vintage and selling them on
Right.
eBay, flipping. And
Hmm.
it's crazy, like those type of ideas is it's really cool. They're side hustles that can make you a lot of money, honestly, if
Hmm.
you really know how to work it. Um,
Right.
like for instance, we just bought a pallet not too long ago, a Home Depot pallet.
I saw that.
Yeah, and we're excited. We've made quite a bit of money already from it, from that investment, and it's cool because I would have never guessed that if I wouldn't honestly done this podcast, because I've heard of like different people who I've talked to, like, oh, you should do this, you should do that, and I'm like, wow, and that's kind of cool that listening from you that you've actually done it, because
Hmm.
it's something that's kind of like a hidden value that no one really looks at, because everybody kind of wants new, everybody's kind of like, not want to say everybody, but most people are more materialistic. They want to be like, oh, I want the Gucci this, I want the, but like if you don't find ways to resource yourself and make that money, you're not gonna do it, And then sometimes you kind of open your mind into some other things. That's
Right.
I'm really glad that you said. I didn't know that you started with selling vintage clothes. That's really cool.
Hmm.
Definitely got to ask you questions on how to ship and stuff, because those are really
Oh,
confusing.
yeah, it does get kind of dicey sometimes, but luckily, I utilize eBay's platform, so it's very useful and helpful for the shipping.
So do you only use eBay, or do you use other stuff too, like OfferUp and like Craigslist? Because I know OfferUp also offers shipping and whatnot.
Yeah, I don't like OfferUp because of the low ballers.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
Yeah, they're because I mean some of my items are worth, good money, and eBay you're getting more clients or buyers rather because you're nationwide.
Hmm.
So you're getting more people looking at your stuff. The more items you accrue in your store, the algorithm of eBay. I don't know if you're familiar, but like the more you post daily, weekly, refreshing your stuff, you get put to the top of the list. So like
Oh,
on Google, you search something and my stuff can potentially come up. So it's kind of cool.
oh wow, that's cool. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
really cool. And how often are you usually posting up on eBay?
I try to do daily, but it does happen like every other day, and I try and do at least like 10 items every other day.
Oh wow, because
Yeah. So.
because I think we're still a little confused on the whole eBay thing, so we're still testing the waters, right?
Mhm.
On the small stuff at least, because we were like, all right, we don't want to do big things at first because we're not too sure about the whole shipping costs and whatnot. And
Oh yeah.
my buddy who actually we had him on the show about I think 2 episodes. He buys storages actually. He buys
Mhm.
storages and he told me he told us in that podcast that he bought a storage for like 60 bucks and there was like some shoes that were worth $600 and it was
Oh
like
my God.
yeah, so he made a lot of money off of that one storage. But he said there are risks, of course,
Oh,
on those.
100%.
Like you sometimes you buy storages that are $500 and there ain't nothing in there. I don't know if you know, but we recently saw people go to also Goodwill and stuff and buy
Mhm.
pallets as well from Goodwill. I don't know if you've heard of that.
Yeah, there is. Well, I haven't seen pallets, but I've seen like giant bins where, like in really deep Chula Vista, like almost near the border,
Oh, wow.
they have like these giant bins of either clothes or books or whatever. And that's another thing I forgot to mention. I also flip books on Amazon.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. But I don't do it as high of a volume as I do my stuff on eBay.
Speaking of books, he actually mentioned books are actually a pretty high value on eBay too, as
Hmm.
well. I didn't know that. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, really? He's like, yeah, depending, because he said he has to sort out. I think he said about 1,000 books up in his attic that he had got
Hmm.
from like storages and whatnot. And he told me that you can make a lot of money from just books as well. So that's actually interesting that you mentioned about books too, because he was mentioning that too as well. That's a really good tip. Now that shit. And now I think I might need to get books myself to sell too.
Yeah, it's a whole game out there though. Like libraries will have sales and you see all these like actual like hardcore sellers show up with like
Wow.
these little scanners and they're scanning barcodes and stuff, seeing how much
Yeah.
books are worth, and you're like, oh dang, calm down. But
I mean, we do that. We did that. I'm not gonna lie. We did that with the pallet just because we wanted to know because we had the eBay account and we the barcode for the audience or anybody knows eBay has this little barcode scanner where you can scan anything honestly at the stores, anything you buy, and usually you scan it and it tells you how much is usually worth on eBay, what the site items have sold for and whatnot, and that's how you
mhm.
kind of base on how much you can sell from what I get, how much you can sell your items if you want to go that route of
Mhm.
selling on eBay. Um, I do want to get to your backstory, so we'll come back to the whole eBay thing. I do want to go back to your backstory, like where do you come from? Like where are you from? What was your development like growing up? What challenges did you have growing up? Are you formerly from San Diego? Are you like San Diegan, born and raised?
Yeah, born and
Oh,
raised. I'm one of the unicorns.
right. We're one of the rares. We're one of the rares.
Yeah.
So, where did you go to school and whatnot?
I was born in La Mesa, and then we moved out to Rancho San Diego when I was 2, and lived there until I was 16, and then I moved out from there. But yeah, so Rancho San Diego, went to Hillsdale Middle School, Valhalla. Yep, East
Valhalla.
County girl. Hmm.
Valhalla. I remember that school was like we Well, I went to a small school, SCPA, it was School of Creative Performing Arts, and when we would hear about Valhalla, we'd always, all the guys especially, would be like, "Oh my god, the girls from Valhalla are so hot," or whatever. No, that's how I remember Valhalla. I'm not gonna lie. Uh, but anyways, after Valhalla, like, where did you go? Did you go to college? Or did you? Because I know you had
I
your son at a young age, right?
Yeah, I was 23 when I had him, but
Okay.
I moved out when I was pretty young. Did not like being at home, and moved in with one of my boyfriends that I had at the time for like 2 years, and then met. Well, I was um, going to school on and off Grossmont College, Queen Maca College, dabbling in it, if you will, and never really got anywhere with my degree or anything. But then I went back to my high school little crush, and he's my baby daddy. But so yeah, after that, we had our first son, and I kind of stopped going to school and focused on, working and family and building a life for ourselves.
So I don't want to like step into like any boundaries or anything, but I know you had,
No, no, you're fine.
I know you had some difficulties, because you guys did separate and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe those are one of the most challenging moments of anybody's life, right? Being,
Mm-hmm.
having a family, going to like being a single parent, whatnot. How are those moments, for people, for listeners out there who are actually struggling right now at these moments, who
Mm-hmm.
are probably separating from their spouse? What were those challenges like for you, and how were you able to like continue to move on?
Well, it was actually like really, really difficult. So my ex, I mean, we're kind of back together now, so it's hard like talking about it as an ex. But yeah, so luckily things worked out for the best, and we're back together. But
Hey, sometimes you need to separate, sometimes you
mhm,
need that separation for a while, and let life takes its course, for sure.
right, exactly. Um, but we started young. We were in love and started having babies when we were 23, and he was 24, and he had chronic kidney failure. And I went into the relationship kind of
Oh,
knowing that. And once we had Winston, my second son, I was 25, 20, yeah, something like that. But he needed a kidney transplant,
oh,
and things started going downhill for our relationship. I mean, he was struggling, staying alive and going through dialysis and doing all of that. And meanwhile, I was at the casino being a wild child and not really focused on family.
yeah.
And it took a toll on our relationship as a whole.
No, I bet, because and I didn't know that. My dad actually, he passed away because of kidney failure.
Mm,
He went to dialysis, and it's a very, with kidney, it's crazy, right? Because like their life changes so much, especially during dialysis, because it takes so
mm-hmm,
much energy out of them.
mm-hmm,
There's a possibility that your kidney won't be able to function and
right,
whatnot, back to normal. It takes a toll, and it took a toll
right.
on me, seeing my pops,
Mm-hmm.
my father, being sick for the last 2 years or 3 years of his life, and being there for him consistently, and it takes a really big toll. So I didn't know that about
Yeah,
that.
and like he was 25 years old
Yeah, and
and
he's
on
young.
dialysis,
That's
like
crazy.
fighting for his life. And so we made a decision to get me trained to be his like dialysis technician. So I went and got trained to do his cannulation, so doing the needles in his arm kind of thing.
So he did it at
And
home. He did the dialysis
so
at
we
home.
started doing dialysis at home to get him out of
Oh,
the
okay.
clinic because it was very depressing,
Yeah,
going to the clinic 3 to 4 times a week for 4 hours at a time. And
yeah.
I had our little babies at home, and it was just too much. So
Wow.
yeah, we started the in-home dialysis treatment. And I mean, I was just very, very young, and having two babies and a husband and taking care of everything, and I was being very selfish and not completely dedicated and focused on my family.
Mhm.
And yeah, I ended up leaving him. And he, right after he got his transplant. So then his kidney was donated by his aunt, and he was starting to live a normal life again. And I still was doing my own thing and living the single life, and you know, things
Yeah.
happened. But yeah, I
And
don't know.
no, you're fine. And I mean, I don't want to make you like a villain or anything like that. Not at
Oh,
all. You know, but because I know you've definitely changed your life around. You know, I think, like you said,
mhm,
the whole you kind of had to leave the casino. Like, and for people out there, and I don't want to bash the casino, so I'm not gonna lie. I love Yejas. Um, I developed a lot of my personality and character at Viejas, but being
mhm,
at a casino, it can take a toll on you too.
sure.
Because you're definitely dealing with a lot of people who have different opinions. Like, oh my god, like the people
Yeah,
who go to the casino are crazy. And like,
they're there to while out
yeah, they're there to wild
all day,
out.
every
So
day.
casino life is it's a crazy life sometimes. So I can see why you may have taken some wrong turns. I took in some wrong
Mhm,
turns too, I was also living a single life at that time. And now look at me, like I'm happy as ever. You know what I'm saying? I found the
mhm,
love of my life. I have a beautiful son, and now and I can't knock the casino because honestly, I found my fiance at the casino. I found the love of my
mhm.
life there.
This is true.
Yeah. And
I remember Miss Patty and Bingo.
yeah. And so it's definitely, I can never knock it, but you definitely have to be a special character to handle the casino. You
Mhm,
definitely have to be tough, have some tough skin to be at the casino as
mhm.
well. But yeah, I mean, so you left the casino. Where did things, like, because you said like you started working at 9 to 5, where did things really start to change for you?
Well, I mean, I'm going to be, I don't know whether it is through like a blogging platform or YouTube myself, but I'm going to be sharing more of my story that transpired and really molded me into who I am today,
Oh wow.
um, on a different thing. But I don't want to share too much here, I guess. So, but two in 2019, yeah, 2019, November of 2019, I uh, hit rock bottom, and I decided to get sober. I needed to get sober for my kids. I lost custody of my kids,
Wow.
and yeah, it was a huge like wake up call for me. And it took me about 6 months for things to kind of get back to a little bit of normalcy, and then about a year for it to fully get back. And then now I'm back with my family completely. So it's
No, that's
just
good.
crazy how much my life had changed and how determined I was based off of my actions and how it affected my family so negatively. Um, but yeah, I don't know.
No, it's good because, and it kind of reminds me of another one that we had, Rob, who was also, he's he went to rehab. I don't know if you go to rehab or did you just
Mhm.
complete? Okay, so he went to like multiple rehabs. His story was like, you know, his story is like you won't change until you want yourself change.
Right.
Like you can go to all these places and whatnot, but until you really want to change, it's honestly, it's like the mindset, right? So I believe that, like,
Correct.
same for me, like I started like reading books, like for instance, one of the first books that I kind of started reading, started believing myself, was Law of Attraction. The Law of Attraction.
Hmm.
From what book I read. It wasn't The Secret, because I know The Secret is all about the Law of Attraction and whatnot. But I forgot what book it was. But that's when I started to kind of develop my character a different way. Started to kind of like believe in myself, started believing in other avenues and whatnot. How have you been able to, like, have you been also reading, like, were you also reading, or was it the rehab that really got you to change, or what was that moment?
I guess, I mean, looking back at my childhood traumas is what really putting things to rest, forgiving some of the things that happened to me, um, uh, like honing in on the reasons why I was drinking so much. And I was a notorious excuse maker. And I guess what I found to be like my best coping mechanism was like meditation and like
Mm.
zoning out and finding my inner self and being okay with who I was and um, finding the still,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
No, that makes sense because speaking of meditation, so I don't know if you know, but Netflix, we have Netflix. Netflix just came out with a new thing called How to Meditate or whatever. I forgot what it's
Mm.
called, honestly. Me and my fiance have been listening to it at least once a day, right? So
Oh,
it's like
really?
multiple episodes,
Okay.
and just like in the 3 episodes that she listened to it yesterday for the first time. I've been listening consistently. Uh, we both feel really relaxed. It's just kind of like letting loose of all the stress that you have, like even the
Mm-hmm.
tension that you have. And it's kind of cool, like to develop these techniques, right? Because sometimes you think way too much. You're
Mm-hmm.
thinking the problem's way too much. Like this is here, and then another thought hits you. Like this one is here, and then this other thought is here. So it's like you don't ever really have a resting time for your mind. You know what I'm
Correct.
saying? And that's
Mm-hmm.
something that we kind of wanted. That me and my fiance wanted to try out now. Coming this 2021 is how to be more mindful, be more one like within itself one within itself and see our
Mm-hmm.
potential and how new we can grow. So that's actually really cool that you bring up meditation. As for any listeners out there, meditation is a great form. I always kind of believed in it. I just never really put the effort to it, and now that we're putting the effort, like even just these last few days, it's really cool because we're really seeing a difference, you know what I'm saying? Especially, and having a baby at the beginning, it's chaotic, you know what I'm saying? So
Oh, yeah.
we're doing, we need that one sense of
Insanity.
peace. Yeah, we need that
Mm-hmm.
one little peace time, and that's our little peace time, right? That we
Just to
kind of
breathe.
just to breathe and be sane and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really cool that you mentioned meditation because not many people have mentioned it, and I think it's underestimated. Honestly, I think it's
Oh,
very underestimated.
totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it just sounds kind of like monotonous or like boring, and you until you actually do it.
Yeah.
And there's guided meditation. There's yoga. There's so many different forms of it now, and just finding what feels comfortable for you, and then going with it, and being consistent with it, and keeping that up for your own sanity is like really key, at least for me.
Yeah. No, yeah.
So.
And I can tell like I said, watching your progress from because I know you from as you were at your little party girl and whatnot. You did like to go out and stuff like that. And
Rock
right,
on.
rock on. But it's kind of cool seeing the last 2 years, your progress of like how you've really I see yourself honestly change your life into like a 180, you know what I'm saying? Now it's
Mhm.
like, and I don't want to bash anything from the past because I always thought you were a wonderful person, but you definitely changed it to like a different type of persona. Like you're like, you know what?
Mm.
Uh I'm a be a success. You know what I'm saying? Like you started working out a lot more, and now you're looking better than ever. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy like how motivating you are to other people, because people will follow your
Mhm.
story and you might not know it. And so even with me, like people who sometimes reach out to me, it's like, dude, like these podcast interviews are really cool, really motivating. We don't know like who we're actually talking to, like on the audience,
Yeah.
either in your stories or my stories, the podcast or whatnot, and we're in a way inspiring them to like make a better change, or make
Mhm.
that an extra step further
Mhm.
for their business, or make that little extra mile to get to where their dreams wants to be, so it's really cool that you're sharing those stories because it's showing that like if you know in a way it's like if you can do it, if I can do it, you can do it. Those are the type of
Exactly.
messages that we send. If I can do it, you can do it. And it's really cool.
That's like my main goal this year is to start sharing more of my story because I know that there's other moms out there that are
Oh yeah.
struggling just as hard, or if not harder, doing hardcore drugs and trying to maintain their lives. And I mean, when I was I don't like calling it rehab. I don't know what I called it before. I can't remember
Hmm.
right now. But anyways, when I was in rehab, I saw girls losing their children left and right and for
Wow.
good. And it's just so sad and devastating. Hi, baby. um, my son just walked
No
in.
worries.
And so it's like, I forget where I was now, but
You were talking about the
No,
rehab
I just
and
want to, yeah, I just want to be able to share my story and give like hope to other girls and moms, that, this is possible. You can change your life for the good and become anything that you want to be if you put your mind to it.
yeah.
And because when I lost custody of my kids, I thought it was the end of the world. I thought I was never going to see them again. Like it was so devastating to me, and it gets me all choked up. But um, yeah, it was a really rough period for me, and I was like, I couldn't even see my future. And looking back now, I'm just like, wow, like with hustle, with hard work, with the dedication that I have, I am where I am today, and I'm
Yeah.
very thankful for it.
No,
So
and it's amazing. I mean, and it is not the end. Honestly, it's
no.
it's not the end. Like it's kind of something that I kind of picked up. Every day's a new day. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? It's like for people out there who think, they're in a rock bottom position. You guys got to think of each day as a new day. And that with that type of mindset, it's like, fuck what happened yesterday. Fuck what's happened in the past. Like if you got to control your destiny. You are the you are the master of your story. Not you're good. You are the master of your story, and that's really cool that you mentioned that. That's a and like I said, this is not the end for you. This is good. It's you keep progressing. Yeah, you're gonna make. I'm pretty sure you have goals already set, and then once you reach those goals, you're gonna make even more goals. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like always have yourself at a higher standard, and it's cool that you changed your life around. And then you got into basically building yourself. So what started kind of first though? Like, because I know you really started working out and like doing really focus on fitness. Did that start
Hmm.
first and that helped you out first, or was it like the whole entrepreneur mindset that started first?
Um, I mean, I guess with like cutting alcohol out completely, I started losing weight, and I was like, oh, hey. And I was like, this is cool. And then like, I guess channeling my aggression towards, or anger rather, towards like working out and realizing my potential, realizing my strength, my inner strength, and utilizing my mindset to
Mhm.
get through each workout. So that kind of like drove me even more to get, fit and get healthy. And I mean, my little guys watch me. And so it's like, I want them to see like a strong, independent, hardworking person. And that's what like drove me to get healthy, get fit. And I'm
No,
still not anywhere close to the goals that I want to be at with my health journey, but
no,
health and fitness.
it's a never ending journey. That's definitely
Yeah.
a never ending journey, and that's good. You mentioned that because you have to lead by example, right? If you want your kids,
Mhm.
because you don't want in the future be like, you yell at your kids for something that you can't even do. You want to
Right.
like discipline the kids and be like, no, like you got to do it this way because it's the right way. You know what I'm saying? This is
Mhm.
And don't get me wrong, there's some stuff that, us parents, like even that we've dealt with our parents, we're like, okay, mom, okay, dad. But if they don't see that you're actually putting that effort, to see the hard work, the dedication that you're doing,
Mhm.
they won't ever like, produce it. You know what I'm saying? And it's
Mhm.
good that they're able to see that, being like, wow, like, even though they're young, right? A lot of times when they get older, they're gonna realize, damn, like my mom was really hustling, my
Mhm.
mom was really getting stuff done for us, like wow. And, because now they're gonna have to pay, they're gonna have to pay rent at one time, like damn, I didn't know rent was like this much. I didn't know bills were this much, and they're gonna
Mhm.
realize in the future like how much you've really, you really worked for them, apart
Mhm.
from already seeing all the hustle that you're doing, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's cool that you're letting them know, like, and I don't want to say that school is bad, but I do want to say like you don't have to get the degree, a college degree, to be successful. You
No.
know, you don't have to get it. Like it's an option. Don't get me wrong. And I'm not saying don't go to school. Go to school if that's for you, that's for you. But if there's other options, which is you're doing right now, I'm doing right now too, and your kids are seeing that, and hopefully my son will see that in the future. They're like,
Mhm.
wow, like I can make myself a little business. Maybe I don't have to really dedicate myself just to one thing just because society says I have to go to school. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So it's really cool that you're leading that by example, all the
Hmm.
hard work and dedication. So what have you learned the most about yourself though in this whole time, like through that change?
Oh, wow, that's a big question. I've learned so much about myself. I learned that, I mean, just like you said, lead by example. Like my parents were alcoholics, heavy, and I learned that I adapted or like took on those behaviors
Mm.
and thought, that kind of lifestyle was okay. And that is not okay. And the things that I was doing was not okay. And so that's one thing that I learned. I learned that I'm stronger than I ever knew possible. The things that I endured in the last 2.5 years, I never thought I would ever have to endure, and getting through those one step at a time is like pretty incredible. Like I don't know how to explain it all to you, but yeah.
No, I mean, I know what you mean because even me, like, seeing of like, there's the progress of this podcast, right? The last 6 months, and then just like seeing how many people I've interviewed, the guests I've had, I've had,
Hmm.
millionaires, I've had pro athletes, I had people from, guests from BuzzFeed, and it's crazy, like just seeing that progress, and you kind of like you're hustling so much that when you look back, you're like, wow, like I made it this far, like I can't believe, like,
Right.
you know, looking back at it, like I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing something right. And I'm going. I'm progressing, and I'm getting more support. I'm getting more fans and whatnot. So it's cool because you're even seeing that yourself. Like you're progressing, you're seeing the
Hmm.
growth in your eBay store, which hopefully one day you'll only be able to dedicate to that. Because I've seen people only dedicated to that. I'm like, wow.
Sure. I know my sister's good friend, she's making like 300,000 a year just on eBay, and I was like,
No
that's what I
way.
want.
Wow. And she
Hmm.
was she the one who worked at Viejas?
Yeah, Ali.
Ali,
Hmm.
right? The chef,
Yeah,
executive
the
chef.
head
Yeah.
executive chef. Hmm. I
Yeah, I
used to work for
remember.
her
I
when I
re-
was in rehab.
wow, because I remember I'm pretty sure you remember Chef Sherman. He had
Mm,
he had mentioned
sure.
something. Yeah, Sherm, the Big Daddy Sherm. Oh man,
Yeah.
love that dude. Shout out to Sherm if he ever listens to this. But if I remember, he was telling me that she was doing that and how much money she was making. I was like, no
Yeah.
way, she's making that much. And he was like,
Hmm.
yeah, man, like she doesn't even have to work here. Like she's
No,
just doing this for fun, basically. I was like, no
pretty
fucking
much.
way. I was
Yeah.
like, I really didn't know the potential back then, right? Now, I wish I would have known back then, like the potential about it, because now maybe, I could be living off of that. You know what I'm saying? And you're doing pretty good from what you're saying, how much you're making and whatnot. Like that's, it's a good amount of money for sure.
Yeah.
But it is a lot of dedication, having to sort out, having to organize and all that. It's a lot of
That's
dedication.
that's my biggest struggle right now is like trying to allocate my time, and I work, not 9 to 5, but I work like 6:30 to 3 every day.
Hmm.
And then coming home, I have my kids, and then trying to like find an hour or two to get some posting in, and then once you take pictures, then you have to post it, and then um, trying to juggle all of that, and then the kids, and then taking them to the park or doing their homework. It's a lot.
Yeah, I know. I bet. I mean, I don't even get, man, I haven't even thought about homework time in the future.
Yeah,
How is that right
it's
now?
tough.
Are your kids going to school right now, or are they're at home right now?
So, right when COVID happened, my son was in kindergarten. My other was in, yeah, my oldest is in kindergarten. My youngest was in preschool when COVID first hit, and now they're kindergarten and first grade. And we were doing our, Owen was doing, their dad, was doing the homeschool with the laptops and everything, with the Zoom classes with the teachers. And it was so hard. The teachers were not organized, and bless their hearts, it was
Yeah, I bet. I mean, because
new for them too. So it was like a wham wham, like everyone was just hit, and we're like, what do we do? I don't know how to do it. And it was a lot. So we transitioned to just doing homeschooling ourselves, creating curriculum for them on a daily basis. And we are blessed with childcare, like babysitters rather, but that are very dedicated to their jobs and work with them
Mm.
daily, Monday through Friday, and allow us to work. And Owen works from home, and I have my own office at work, so
That's what I was gonna ask. Are you working from home right now, or are you? Oh
no,
wow.
yeah, I have to go into the office, but I have my own office, so I'm kind of like quarantined.
Mm. How's that right now? How's the office feeling? Like, is it a whole office right now, or is it like limited? Because I know some office
Yeah,
places is limited.
yeah. I mean, we definitely keep 6 feet apart. We wear masks when we come in contact with each other. But it's like uh, some people are very COVID sensitive, if that makes sense, and like they're like, nope, I'm not coming to work. I'm going to work from home. And some people took the furlough option and they're just not working, collecting, I guess,
Unemployment.
unemployment. Yeah, something like
Yeah.
that. And then, yeah, so that's it's sad, but some people just decided that they're going to retire and not work anymore, or and just some of them are just staying on unemployment, and for however long that lasts now, I don't know. I guess until the end of January. I don't know. I
I
don't
don't
keep
even
up with
know.
it.
Yeah, I don't keep up with unemployment.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I
I
chose the route of staying working, and
work
yeah.
hard and hustle hard.
Mhm.
No, and that's good that you take that approach, right? Because I feel like if you take the foot off the gas, you're definitely taking the foot off the gas on mentally, right? Like,
Right.
like this gives me an excuse to do what I want to do. Like, nah, and so it's just kind of like, it doesn't sharpen your mind. It doesn't sharpen your
Right.
mind at all,
Mhm.
and then you're wasting away. Like, for instance, I don't want to, I don't want to call out anybody, but I remember when I was leaving the Hilton, um, when I had to do my last interview or whatever,
Yeah, your
uh,
exit exam.
yeah, the exit one, and they were like, telling me like, oh, like, why do you want to leave? Like, and I was like, well, I kind of want to pursue like my whole janitorial business, like, kind of, and also selling at the swap meets and whatnot. Like, I'm making pretty good money, apart from that. And she was, she kind of told me like, well, like that really like your mindset, because she saw that I was like I told her like, look, it's all about adapting. Like, you have to adapt. Like, I can't live off of unemployment. I can't base my life off on unemployment, because one day that's gonna run out, and by that time it runs out,
Mhm.
what's next? I can't put all my eggs in one basket. And she,
Right.
basically told me like, that's a really good approach. Like, it sucks to hear, because I guess she's heard like of other employees who have like complained of like, I need to go back to work. My unemployment got cut off. I have no job. I have no money. Like, it's like, and it sucks to hear that, but sometimes it's kind of like, like, don't, like, you got to put in the effort too. Like, yeah, don't think that the government's gonna help you, your job is gonna help you, because sometimes they can't. We're in a sticky situation in the COVID situation, where it's like a lot of our hands are tied, right? We there's not indoor dining, there's not a lot of vacation time, so like business go down. There's no money to
Right.
really pay salaries. There's the
Mhm.
reason why a lot of people are furloughed, reasons why there's no hours and whatnot. So it's kind of cool that you were like, I'm staying hustling, I'm hustling through this out, through this whole pandemic time. Uh, so
Right.
my next question is gonna be, what has been your biggest moment, during this whole transition? Like,
My
oh,
biggest what?
like, yeah, your moment, like you when you figured out like, oh man, like I can actually make money off of doing this.
Um, I mean, I, just seeing others do it, I guess. I mean, you learn by example. Like we've been talking this whole time, and I watched Ali do it on eBay, and then I've seen other girls, making income from social media. So I'm like, why not? I think I have the personality for it. I am relatable. I can, put myself out there. I'm a mom. I'm this, and this, and other people see that, and just it's like a infectious vibe.
Yeah.
So I mean, that was kind of like my like I can actually have fun doing this and make money at the same time. So it's like, yes,
Yeah, right. And it's all about having fun about it,
and just getting
because
more water.
yeah, no, you're good.
Yeah.
And it's all about having more fun. Sometimes you're stuck in a job where you don't even like. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm pretty sure you didn't like Viejas, for a while. You know what I'm saying? And it's like,
No.
and sometimes you kind of put yourself in a prison, mentally yourself,
Hmm.
because you're like, oh, I'm stuck here, I'm stuck here, I'm stuck here, to the
Yeah, and you
point
get
where
stagnant.
yeah, you do get stagnated where you're like you really think you are stuck there,
Hmm.
but you really have to find the way to dig out. I think my time at Viejas, I spent 5 great years at Viejas. I met amazing people there, but I knew it was time for a move. I knew
Hmm.
it was time for a change for me. It's time to because you know me. Like I went from different places. Like I went from buffet to cafe to bakery to local. Like I was
Yeah, you were
never.
trying to find your niche, and
I don't think. Nah, it wasn't even the niche part. I
oh,
always never. Yeah, like it was more of like trying to learn everything. I never wanted
oh,
to
okay.
stay stagnant.
Hmm.
Like you said, like I never wanted to be. Oh, I only learned the buffet, like mass production. Oh, I only learned the
Hmm.
cafe. Like I wanted all that knowledge, that the different chefs that I could work at. And that's why I give a lot of gratitude to Vias, because it had multiple kitchens, right? I had multiple kitchens where I could learn from different chefs, from different people.
Versatility.
Yeah, versatility, and that's
Hmm.
and that's a great thing that I think I learned about myself. Because at the end of the day, at that time, I thought I wanted to be this great chef. Like I just wanted to be this great chef. That was like the
Hmm.
picture in my mind. Like I want to be versatile. I want to be able to know how to do this, how to make a cake. I know how to
Sure.
make how to grill a steak to perfection and whatnot. But at the end of the day, I guess till now, I realize I had a different vision now. It's like, no, you know what? I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to be my own boss. I want to be having fun with
Right.
it. And like, don't get me wrong, I
Hmm.
love cooking, but I like experimenting. I like being versatile. I like doing different things. You know what I'm saying? Like, and
Hmm.
that's why I never stayed in one kitchen for like more than 2 years or a year or so.
Exactly.
Like when I left the Hilton, even though I left during the COVID, I was already there for about a year, or about almost 2 years, and I had told myself that's all I'm gonna stay there for, and I'm gonna move on. Now it's like
Hmm.
now I'm in the deep waters, right? Because now it's like, all right, now I'm really focused on my janitorial. I'm focused on trying to sell on at the swap meet, at the eBay and whatnot. Like it's all about testing myself. That was always me. That was always me testing myself and how far I can develop. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And I think even with the whole food industry, when I was jumping from different kitchen, I didn't realize myself what I was doing. I thought I was becoming a great chef at one point, but I was really working on like being versatile in so many aspects, like being like, what, I can't do this, like I can't do this, like
Hmm.
people say I can't do it. Fuck that. I'm doing it right now. And you're doing the same thing, because I'm pretty sure
Right.
you've had a lot of doubters in the past. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like,
Oh yeah.
oh Lisa, you can't do this, but you're proving them wrong. You're actually proving yourself right. Like, I can fucking do this. I can make a
Hmm.
great, well, be a great mom. You know what I'm saying? And it's cool to see that from you as well. Um, so for any other, do you want to give like a message out to like single moms out there who are like struggling at the moment, or to the audience in general? Like what would be your message to the audience?
Mm. I guess never give up, and no matter how far down rock bottom you hit, there's always up, from there. And just being determined, finding your why, like why you want to be better, what's your like reason, what's your purpose, and finding that within yourself first, and
Hmm.
being okay with hitting that rock bottom, and then
Hmm.
getting to where you want to be, and seeing it in your mind, visioning it, and like just like keep pushing through. That's
Yeah.
all. I don't know what else to say, but
No, I mean that's a good message. I mean, because people will hit rock bottom. Everybody, I feel like at one point of their life will hit rock bottom, and it's the adversity of what you're gonna do.
mhm,
It's like
mhm,
Tyler Harmon, who was a pro paintball player. he said that about his dad. His dad always told him, like, at a young age, all right, well, what are you gonna do about it? You know, like, what are you gonna do about it? Like,
Yeah.
it's not about, oh, like, being
Mhm.
victimized, like, oh, this always happens to me, like, oh, this always happens to me. All right, well, what are you gonna do about it? You know, are you gonna stand there, cry
Right.
about it, or
And I
are you
have,
just, you know, are you gonna put the action? Are you gonna put the foot forward?
yeah, put the action behind the words. And then you've got, I mean, I have two little ones that are depending on me. And example do I want to set for them? And what do I want them to see me be? Do I want to be this deadbeat mom that drinks all the time? Or do I want to be this strong, independent mom that, is providing for us? So
No, and that's
that's,
great, and it's a great to hear that story of you, like, you know, you did hit I'm not gonna lie, you did hit rock bottom, but you definitely came out of it, you know what I'm saying? And
mhm,
you're still, you still have a mountain to climb, you know, and you're still going for it. You know, and it's not, and I don't see you stopping. Like, the momentum, I see your momentum growing more and
mhm.
more, you know,
Yeah, my heart has a fire.
there you go. And you know, by any chance, is your sister also part of this adventure? Because I know your sister's a big supporter of you too.
She is. She's definitely a huge supporter of mine and has always been there for me through all of this. But I wouldn't. I mean, she's not as entrepreneurial mindset as I am. She's not as social media savvy or like. I mean, she's very confident, but she's
Yeah.
not like out there trying to do the same things that I am. She's actually she just got her RN license and
Oh,
she's
nice. Shout out to
working
her.
in the hospital. Yeah, so she's killing
Wow, she's
it.
on the front lines.
Mm-hmm.
What a time to
Yeah,
go. What a time
she's
to be an
killing it.
RN. But
I
yeah,
know. Yeah,
yeah.
because she was in the food industry too, so she like thankfully got out of that and is now got a stable position
Yeah,
at the
no, and you know,
hospital.
shout out
So.
to Gary, but she's an amazing human being, you know, and I remember
Mhm.
her always talk great about you too. She'd always, you know, like,
Yeah.
oh, my sister, she's doing this, like, you know, I don't know how to. She'd always talk about, I don't know how to take photos. My sister's always taking my photos because she knows how to take photos. So it's kind of, it's funny that you say she's not social media savvy, because she would always mention that, like, I don't know how to take selfies, and I was like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're very different from each other, but
Yeah.
yet we're our biggest best friends, biggest supporters for each other, and I don't know what I would do without her.
So, who has been your biggest influence? Would you say your sister or your family or?
I mean, my family has been there for me financially, I guess, but as for like people that I lean on, I don't really lean on my parents necessarily. My grandfather passed away 3 years ago. He was like more
Oh,
of a dad
rest
to
in
me than
peace.
my own dad. Yeah, thank you. And yeah, I would say my sister is my number one. I mean, I have a few girlfriends, but them, my kids, and my man.
And how is he doing? How is he doing to being the dad duties at home?
He's doing good. He's stepped up this last year. He's worked from home during COVID and maintaining the boys' schooling and keeping up with all of that, creating their curriculum. He's the brains in the family for sure.
Is he part of the eBay business as well, or
No, no.
no? Oh,
No,
I gotta get him into it.
yeah.
You gotta build your team.
He's always like, "Oh, this would be good. This would be good. Go pick it out." And I'm like, "Okay, thanks." But
I mean, that's how me and Patty are always, like, we're like always a team. Like, all right, if I'm doing, like, you know, Patty does a lot for the podcast, even though people don't know, but people,
mhm,
you know, she's a very, very big supporter. For instance, she's the one who I came home and then she already had this tent up ready for the interview. And I was like, oh my God,
aw,
you know, she's the best. She's honestly the sweetest. And I'm so lucky to have
yeah,
her. And, you know, great team. Honestly, we're definitely going to make a
yeah.
great team for 2021 too, for our business adventures. And, you know, hopefully, uh, we end up buying this house that we have here. You know, that's one of our goals, to buy this
Mm,
house, and hopefully we get it by the end of this year. That's our goal for sure.
mhm. Hell
So,
yeah.
and so for the eBay part, I wanted to ask, like, how did you start, like, what was like your first like biggest sell in a way? Because I know you kind of start gradually going on to it? Like when did you start realizing like, oh man, I can
Yeah, so
actually
it's a
make this
huge
into
investment
go continue.
into something. Oh yeah, so like it's just a huge investment when you think about it. Like I saved up a little bit of money and then started purchasing inventory, and then you have to buy a mannequin, you have to buy lights, you have to buy a backdrop, you have to buy. I mean, I use my phone to be honest with you for my pictures. So I mean that wasn't anything that I had to invest in, but I had to get bins for the inventory, get organized for, you know, when items sell, being able to go back and find that item, where is it in my all of my stuff that I have.
Yeah.
So like I mean it took a lot of time to get it like organized and set up for the most part. And then I guess I didn't really have like one big sale that was just like, oh my God, and now I'm in. It was just like a slow, like when you
Consistent.
post something, it could take a month to sell. It could take a day to sell. You know, you never know. And it could take a year to sell. Like I have things that I posted at when I was living at my parents' house 2 years ago when I hit rock bottom when I first started this. You know, I was just trying to make ends meet back then, and this was again just a hobby that I started, and it turned into so much more for me. So
yeah. So do you have your bins? Because I know some people have their bins like
yeah,
organized like A, B, like so like when people buy, because I noticed on YouTube like people who are like teaching and stuff like that, they're like, oh, so like you can look up, see what item it is. Oh, it's in bin A. Like, is that how you have your structured or what?
Yeah, so like I totally copied Allie. I'm not gonna lie. She had over. I'm not kidding you. 300 bins, and I only have 14 right now. So that's to the level I'm at. But I have over 700 items in 14 bins, and yeah, I have it labeled bin 1, bin 2, bin 3, up to bin 14. And then under the description, when I post on eBay, I just write, oh, this item is in bin 1 or bin 14.
How many bins you said did she have? How many bins did
she had
Allie?
over 300.
300. Where did
300.
Did she like put them on her house, or did she have a storage, or what?
So before they moved to Texas and bought their house in Texas, they had a little house in La Mesa, but it was on a large property, and there was like a little back house and then a couple like almost like barn type storage-ish places, like a garage kind of thing, but they look like barns to me. But yeah, they like had me organize all of that because, like I said, I when I hit my rock bottom, I was working for her to make ends meet, and so yeah, I basically took all their tactics and developed my own little business. So
now you're gonna have to teach me and Patty pretty soon.
Yeah,
we
I'm down.
We definitely want to learn all this, you know, because you know, YouTube videos can be a little bit, you know, but we can't ask any questions, right? Like you can only take what they're giving to us, but we definitely have questions on like, well, how do you do this? How do you do that? Like, how does the shipping work? You know? And I swear to God, the shipping is really confusing to me sometimes.
It is. It can be for sure.
Yeah. So no, and that's great to hear, like, you know, that people can have like a future in that kind of stuff, right? Like you don't have to work on, like right now you're working a 9 to 5, right? But you can leave that 9 to 5 in the future, I believe, once you make like a sustainable amount, you know, from like eBay.
Like I'm just utilizing my 9 to 5 for, you know, the time being. I want to be my own boss. Like that's why I want to have like multiple streams of income. I don't know. One of the books I read last year, millionaire. I don't know, something about millionaires. But once you have like 7 streams of income, is like when you're making it. You know? Yeah. And, so I'm at 3 currently.
Hey, you're almost there then. You know, you only got 4 more to go.
4 more. Yeah. And my main goal for this year is to get to 100K for the year.
You will get there. We probably make it to 200K. Let's go. Let's go for 200.
Let's go for 200, right?
I mean, why not? I mean, achieve high, and then maybe you get the 100K without even knowing. You're like, holy shit, like that was even easier than I thought, you know?
Yeah.
And and I'm excited for you, honestly. I can't wait for you to reach that goal and be like, damn, like, when people start telling me like, oh, my job sucks, I'm like, why don't you check out Lisa Jae? She's making a living
Yeah.
off of eBay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's gonna be
Yeah.
a fun, exciting story to see in your future, and it's already fun and exciting already. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
It's a really cool thing that your journey is really cool and it's inspiring. That's why
Thank you.
I had asked you because I was planning to ask you for next month, but I had one canceled yesterday. I mean, someone canceled on me yesterday, so I was like, you know what? Let me ask her, see if
Yeah.
she's down. And I'm glad that that you were
Mm,
down, and you are a
yeah.
special one to be the first interview of the year for sure. And we're definitely gonna have you on in the future and be like, so did you make that 2K or what?
Yeah, let's do it.
200K.
Hold me accountable.
Right. For
Yeah.
sure.
There's no reason for excuses.
So where can like people, before we go, where can people follow you? Where can people, see you, see your eBay stuff and whatnot? Like how can people get in contact if anybody has questions and whatnot?
Well, my Instagram handle is Lisa Jae 89. My eBay is cali.btg shop. And that's all I have so far. I'm going to be launching my website here hopefully by the end of the month.
Oh wow, you got a
So
website.
yeah, it'll have all of my stuff on it.
And oh, I forgot to mention too, are you still doing the skincare stuff?
Yes, I am.
And how is that going for you?
Well, I'm transitioning to a different skincare line that is all natural products. I'm finding that, as I get older, hormones, everything's changing in my body. Like, so I wanted to get all the toxins out of my products and my shampoo, my conditioner, leave-in conditioner, all is natural products. And now my skincare is going to be that as well. So
Yeah.
it's
Can't
going
believe
to
you
be
said
launched.
can't believe you said it like that. It's we're hitting 30. You're saying
Yeah,
it like we're
dude. Let's not talk about it.
All right.
I don't want
I
to be
know,
30
right?
yet.
Someone I read someone put a meme saying like now they only have to check their card to see if they have the one on there, like for if they want to buy beer. Because I guess
Oh,
it's 1999 now. That's that's when they turn 21. So now they just look
mm,
to see if they have a one on their birthday,
one.
on the birthday year, and see if like, oh, you're good. I was like, that's
Yeah.
fucking crazy.
Uh,
1999 babies now are
mhm.
21. Like I felt
Yeah.
so old.
Yeah. I
But I
can't
mean,
even.
I know. I mean, it's fine though. I guess they say 30s are the best years, and I hope that's true.
Yes, it it will be.
I mean, it
We're
might
gonna
have.
make it happen.
No, it might as well be because you know what? We are achieving our goals in these 30s, right? We are achieving our goals in these upcoming
Yeah.
years. And
Hmm.
I think our 20s is where we develop, where we had to develop, where we had to mature and whatnot. Now we're definitely hitting our,
Hmm.
okay, like let's settle down and let's reach our goals and whatnot.
Yeah.
So it was really fun having you, Lisa. It was really
Oh, thank
cool.
you so much.
And any last words for you? Like any last message you want to give out to anybody or anything?
Don't stop hustling. Just keep it going. Reach out if you need help, you need advice. I mean, you're not going to get anywhere without getting help.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, like
Yeah.
you're not. You
No,
can't do it on your own.
no, it's true. You're definitely true. You're definitely gonna hear from me and Patty for sure when we're hitting like these. Like,
Oh,
hey, how do you ship this shit?
yeah. Hit me up. I'm
No,
down to
definitely.
help anytime.
All right then. So you guys here, follow her on Instagram. Do you have a Facebook by any chance?
Oh, yes, I do.
Okay, and also on
Lisa
Face.
Moberg.
Yeah, Lisa. Okay, Lisa Moberg on there because it's Lisa J
Hmm.
on Instagram, right?
Oh, yes, Lisa
Yeah.
J 89 on
Uh,
Instagram.
89, 89. I thought you were 91.
Yeah, I don't know where the 89 came from.
All right. So thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
And you guys hear the audience, reach out to her if you guys have any questions, if you guys ever wanted to get into eBay selling and whatnot, or if you're having some challenges too,
Hmm.
in as a mother, because I know there's mothers out there who are probably hitting rock bottom as well at this moment, at this very moment, you know. And
Definitely.
Lisa is definitely a great person to talk to because she's been there. She's definitely turned her
No
life.
judgment.
No judgment at all. No judgment at all, you know. And
Hmm.
she, you know, she's there for you guys, and she's, you know, an inspirational woman, honestly, you know. And I'm very happy with the type of person you become, Lisa. You've definitely surprised me from where you came from casino, like, you know, I know you from the casino to who you are today. So
Thank you.
I'm really honored to have you on and on our first show of the year, for sure.
I appreciate it. Hell yeah. Thank you.
All right, guys. So you guys are here. Catch you guys on the next episode. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.